Alright guys, yeah, Unprofitable Diaries day, I have no idea. I have not checked the list, but I know that in the next video I'm going to showcase for you guys is the strategy creation. So this is gonna be a strategy creation video. I'll just cover my understanding of as an unprofitable 16-year-old day trader, what my understanding of like the strategy creation part is, because now when you know all your confluences, you have to put them together in a way. So you have to decide what way you want to put them together. Then you have to backtest it and make sure it works. If it works, you do you, and you can just work with that model until you become profitable. Just as long as it's profitable on backtesting, then you know that you can actually use it. So I'm just gonna list a couple of models, and then like I think this is gonna be like a 4 or 5 minutes video. But all you basically have to do is, first of all, we have to write our confluences. We have a key level, we have a liquidity sweep, and we have a breaker structure, we have a fair value gap, we have an order block, we have a breaker block, we have an equilibrium, we have a inverse fair value gap, we have an S&T divergence, and we have a 79% extension. Yeah, I wrote that. Oh sure. So yeah, that is like the different confluences. And for example, if you have a hard time understanding breaker blocks and order blocks, then you can stick to fair value gaps. For example, I barely use order blocks and breaker blocks. Like my own model is mainly fair value gap and equilibrium, as like the continuation confluences. But I'll go through that in the next video. But some models that people out there use and that I've tried a couple of times is the AMD setup with a fair value gap or an order block retrace, which basically means that if price is accumulating in, for example, let's say Asia session, we then sweep highs, we then go further down, and then we have a retrace into either a fair value gap or the order block. So we either go up, fill the fair value gap, and then this is where we enter using our model, and then we enter to the downside, or we could be going up into the order block, for example, up here, and then have some rejection to the downside, and then we enter shorts. So that's the first model. We also have a liquidity sweep, fair value gap model, where we basically we have a high, we sweep the high, we then get a rejection to the downside, and then we retrace into a fair value gap. And this can be on different time frames. That is also something you have to backtest, because if you want to be a swing trader, then you can take your entries on maybe the 15, 30, or 1 hour time frame, or 30 minutes of the 1 hour time frame. But if you want to be a day trader, then maybe you want to try and enter on the 1 minute or the 5 minutes. Basically just up, enter in here, and then some people just use that if we come up into the fair value gap and then we start rejecting, then we just enter. And some people also use where we have to have like a 1 minute, a low time frame confirmation that we want to go in the desired direction. I'm just gonna mention one more. We have the equilibrium reversal. I'll just call it the equilibrium. And then the S&T. So the equilibrium version is basically that we hit a key level. Let's say we have a key level up here. This is the key level. We hit the key level. We have a breaker structure to the downside. And then the 50% mark of this move, we come up into that 50% move. And then we have the reversal. So we are in the uptrend. We sweep, take out the key level, fill the key level, rejecting to the downside. We hit the 50% mark, and then we take shorts. And of course, it can also be to the upside if we have a low and we sweep the low, have a rejection to the upside, and then we fill the 50% mark of this move. And once we do that, then we have a reversal to the upside. And then the S&T model is basically we have a high on NQ. This is only for correlated assets, so if you just trade like gold or something, then you can't use it really. But we have a high, then on NQ we sweep the high, and on ES we do not sweep the high. Because then we have an SMT divergence, which means this is a strong reversal point. So once we have this SMT, and we start getting rejection to the downside, and we have some form of retrace. Let's say just an equilibrium retrace into the 50% mark. So we have the SMT, then we have a rejection to the downside, and then we just have a quick retrace, and that is going to be a short opportunity on either of the assets. I prefer to take the trade on the lagging index, which is the index that did not sweep the high, but sometimes if it gives me a better entry on the leading index, which is the asset that did sweep a high, then I take the trade on that. But it's kind of like if NQ is the preferred asset because it is the leading asset, but it has not as good price action as ES, then you can take the trade on ES. That is my understanding of it. So yeah, this was just a quick video. I won't confuse you guys anymore with my beginner unprofitable knowledge. Tomorrow I'll be going through my own strategy, so I'll go through it in depth exactly, and then I'll take a couple of backtesting trades on it. And yeah, and then after that I'll just go through my understanding of prop firms and why I use it and how you can use it too. And then once I've done that, I'll just go through my kind of a couple of videos where I go through my psychology and what I started with and how I try to make my psychology better. To be honest. So yeah, Discord is linked down below if you guys would like to join the community. And I appreciate if you guys want to like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to see this journey from unprofitable to profitable, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.